Initially my script just said, okay, let's get into it. And yeah, let's just do it. I'm Nick. I'm a he, him, respect trans people, do it. Today we're playing Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and we're hunting down every item, puzzle piece, reward, and chest in Hollow Bastion. So once we land in Hollow Bastion, we can listen to its sick music. And we can immediately go left and, okay, we don't have to listen that loud. Thank you. We can go left and grab the Awakening puzzle piece that sits on top of the armor shop. Then we can head over to the item shop by this little Moogly Woogly. Adorable. Now we can use Valor Form to jump and attack our way onto this awning to grab this Frontier puzzle piece. What, you think I wait around till I have a higher base jump? No. I do what I want. Then we head to the next room and defeat the nobodies to receive the marketplace map. We can also grab the 4 chests in the room. The one in front of Merlin's house has a high potion inside. There's one on the stairs to the north of Merlin's house, based on minimap orientation. That's right, cardinal directions are back, baby. The north chest has a dark shard inside. Then we'll head up to this big set of stairs and grab the drive recovery chest on the west fence, not to be confused with the defense. Then we can jump on top of this wall here and run to the end of it to grab the Awakening puzzle piece. Then we'll head northward again to grab the chest near the exit. It's got a mithril shard inside, and there's one more chest. Man, I did this weird. This chest is on the south side of this upper area by the red machine thing, and it's got an AP boost in it. Now, there's one other puzzle piece in this room, and we can't get it now. We'll either need the skateboard,
it's radical,
or a high-level Valor Master, possibly Final Form. We don't got none of that yet, so let's head to Merlin's study instead, where, after the cutscene, we'll receive a membership card and the Blizzard Element spell. After that, we can jump onto Merlin's bed, it's the shoes for me, Sora, to reach this Awakening puzzle piece. After that, all that's left to do is protect the Bailey Gate. The Bailey Gate. The Bailey's Gate. The gate with Baileys in it.
You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
And for completing that, we'll receive the Fire Element spell. You can see it up there in the corner there. It's really fast, but it was there, I swear. And also, Secret Ansem's Report 7. Now, if we re-land in Hollow Bastion and head back to the Bailey, there's a duality puzzle piece down the stairs. And that'll be 5 of the 6 pieces we can get for now, because, you know, this skateboard one.
it's radical.
Not to be confused with the Call of Cthulhu, this section will include that weird part after the first 2 of the 3 worlds are complete, and Merlin calls us back to do 100 Acre Wood stuff, and that part between Disney Castle and Timeless River where we gotta go back because Blue Wizard 1 was busy, so we gotta grab Blue Wizard 2. So after I finished Land of Dragons and Beast Castle, I was taken to Hollow Bastion to talk to Pooh Bear. Then after that, we'll be kicked out to fight Heartless, and we don't get anything for beating them, which is rude. But then when we re-enter the book, get ready, here's a treat. Pooh has forgotten us. Well, okay. Well, at least after that we get the baseball charm. That counts for something, right? Right? Now for that second time where we're Ubering Merlin to Disney Castle, we get nothing. It's more of an honorable mention, there's no items here. Let's move on. So you'll know it's the real second visit, because Hollow Bastion will be surrounded by darkness.
Darkness. Darkness. Darkness.
We'll also land in the marketplace again, but we won't get our first item for a while. Not until we enter the postern, in fact, where there's a mithril gem chest upon this yellow pipe. Said that weird, upon this yellow pipe. Then a castle perimeter map chest around this really thick yellow pipe. Then there's a daylight puzzle piece, but right by Aerith. Then an AP boost chest down the slope. Then there's a frontier puzzle piece we can grab if we use Valor Form. Well, as long as Valor Form is at level 5. Then when we enter the corridors, and I won't make too many jokes because this place is confusing. As confusing as like Monstro's Mazular insides? No, but still. So, here's how we're going to get these 6 chests. At the first fork, head left, there's a dark crystal chest. Then hug the left wall till we find a chest in a long hallway. It has a mithril stone inside. Then at the next fork, don't go left. Instead, continue forward, and there's another chest there with a mithril crystal inside. Then head rightwards up the corridor, also known as north, then left as soon as we can, and keep left. Now we're in a corridor that has no other directions, and we'll find an AP boost chest in the corner, and a sunset puzzle piece that we can grab with that level 5 Valor form. And that's everything in the corridors. Now in the study, there's a chest left of Leon. Whoops. No worries, we can get it after the cutscene. It's got the skill recipe in it. And then, as we head forward, we'll start the Space Paranoids, which isn't covered in this video. Anyhow, after we do the block minigame in Tron's World, we'll return to Hollow Bastion and appear in Ansem's study, where Mickey the Mouse gives you Master Form. What a surreal sentence. There's also a new chest in the study. It's the ukulele charm. And there's nothing else until after we beat Tron's World. So, go on, I'll be here. Now, Tron's World, first visit is done, right? Okay. Then, we'll do the nobody fight back in the corridors, where we get nothing. Cool beans.
Cool.
Then we'll appear in the postern. Don't go into the question mark hole yet. That's too difficult for us right now. We'll get our shit kicked in. There's a section for it later on, so no worries. Instead, head to the restoration site, where another nobody fight will commence. And after we beat them, we'll appear in the now totally fucked up Bailey. It looks like the wall between the church and state in America. Then turn backwards and go to the restoration site again, and in the newly broken area, there's an AP boost chest and a moon recipe chest. Now we can head back again to the Bailey. Note, I took some time to go upgrade Master Form to level 6 before coming back because I'm the worst. So I was able to get this sunset puzzle piece with a level 2 quick run and a level 2 aerial dodge. Feel free to come back to grab it whenever though. Using Beast Castle and running from the foyer to the dungeon is a pretty good spot to level up Master Form. Anyhow, for beating Demix, which nobody struggles with ever, Wisdom Form plus Fire Spell is really useful, also so is Reflect. For beating Demix, we'll receive the rewards Armor Slot and Blizzard Element for Sora, Blizzard Boost ability for Donald, and an HP bonus for Goofy. Then after fighting your way through Heartless with the Final Fantasy crew, there's no reward. But when we head into the next room, we'll get the Cure Element spell. And in this room, the Crystal Fissure, we can grab these 4 chests. Torn page. AP boost. Great Moa map. It's a weird. Great Moa map. And energy crystal. Oh, also I guess Goofy isn't dead. Woo! Next is the 1000 Heartless Challenge, a perfect place to level up Limit Form, just saying. And we'll get Guard Break for completing it. And Ansem Secret Report 1, and Ice Cream, and also a picture. And then that's not it, we're not done. Re-land in Hollow Bastion, and you remember that puzzle piece way high above that I said we'd need either a skateboard or high form levels to reach?
It's radical.
Well, we've got the skateboard access. Go to Scrooge in the marketplace and we can do this skate mission. Now we can, hang on. We can, son of a, oh, there it is. We can grab it just by jumping. Oh, and we can also go to the postern and talk to Yuna and get the Gullwing Keyblade chest. Okay, moving on. So this visit is mostly about finishing the Tron world, but there are a few items to be collected in Hollow Bastion as well. And we're just going to stick to those non-Tron items. That'll be its own video, eventually. First item isn't until we reach Ansem's study, where we'll get the Lionheart Keyblade. Then you can head right from the computer, where a door is open, and there's a sunset puzzle piece sitting on this glass balcony here. If you keep following that glass balcony to the door, we'll end up in the Heartless Manufactory, where there's a big chest at the end of this path, with a cosmic chain in it. Then head right of this chest to get the Daylight puzzle piece that's just floating above the middle of the floor. And yeah, that's basically it. The rest of this is Tron related, so moving on. So this is my catch-all for like Sephiroth and the mushrooms, so yeah. First we'll face off with Sephiroth. Bear in mind you can be any level for this, but I was max level with max form levels, because trying? Ew, no. Also, this isn't a how-to, but I'll give tips for anything difficult we come across. Obviously for Sephiroth, being max level with maxed out forms will make it easier, but there are also other things you can do. As you can see, I like to reflect his slash attack when I can. It usually ends up damaging him, which is better than just the triangle prompt. Make sure you equip ethers and elixirs, or just elixirs, honestly. If you get hit by his Descend Heartless Angel, you can cast Limit Form to recover all your health and MP. And I didn't get footage of this, but be sure to use aerial recovery when Sephiroth teleports to hit you if you're already in the air. It'll deflect his attack. And also, Reflect is useful on his dark ball thingies. The Reflect is good on his fire pillars also, because free damage. Dodge his super attack with jump, air dodge, and gliding, back and forth between the walls, and that's all I got. Good luck! If you want me to do an in-depth video for any of the secret bosses in KH2 Final Mix, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Anyway, for beating him, we get Drive Gauge Upgrade. Woo! Now, we'll have to go all the way to the marketplace to talk to Cloud. Why? Why, devs? Why did you make me do this? Anyway, while we're here, if you didn't get it earlier, you can get the 200 points for doing Scrooge's skateboard thing. But also, if you want, you can get the Pro Skater trophy for getting 5,000 points by doing this. Oh, no, not that. Hang on. Sorry. By doing this. Just over and over and over. And then, if you don't want to, who could blame you? Then, let's head back to where the Demyx fight was, and fight Mushroom number 9. All we need is Horizontal Slash and Berserk Charge. Just watch. Also, I'll link the video that taught me this strat in the description, and here's the rewards. Now we'll head all the way back to where Sephiroth was. But if you've beaten all the Mushroom 13s at this point, when you pass through the Great Maw, which is the room just before the Dark Depths, you'll be able to challenge, I say with air quotes, the 13th mushroom. And as a result, get the winner's proof Keyblade, and the Proof of Peace, which gives Sora a little hat. Aww. Now then, go to the Dark Depths and talk to Sephiroth again. And we'll get the Fenrir Keyblade after the cutscene, but I do recommend watching the cutscene. It's pretty sick. Firstly, it's time for the Remembering Cave. You should have the first 12 Hollow Bastion puzzle pieces by this point, or Radiant Garden, whatever you want to call it, and the first 22 chests. The remaining puzzle pieces and chests are all in here, and yes, we can go in the question mark hole now. Oh, this place, okay. When we first enter, we can or hit this thing. There's an AP boost chest, just on the little lip behind the ball thingy that drops drive orbs. Then we can head into the open area, and after the cutscene, we're going to head left. We're going to be heading left, and up the slope, and jump onto this platform, then over to this sunset puzzle piece. Then I'm going to glide over to the only other puzzle piece in the room, also a sunset puzzle piece. Now, I kind of go a roundabout way, so you see this chest? Just go straight to it, because that's where I'm about to end up. It's got a frost crystal inside. Then I fight some enemies and head to the opposite side of the lower area, where there's a chest in the corner with a power crystal inside. Then after I beat the enemies, I head over to here and jump up these rock platform thingies and up to the Castle Oblivion door. That's not oddly placed at all, no sir, nothing to see here. Then make a 180 and jump up to this platform that's high up. There's a Manifest Illusion chest up here. Then we can glide to the chest across the way, which has an AP boost inside it. Now we can head on through the not at all conspicuous bright fucking door. So inconspicuous. Then we enter the mine shaft and oh hey, a map. How convenient. There's also an AP boost by this floaty ball. Love a good floaty ball. And if you have a fully upgraded wisdom, which by the way I recommend every form is fully upgraded before you do this, you can just wisdom dash, or whatever it's called, over to this sunset puzzle piece. Then we have to do a big fight, but once we're done, we're gonna head left. No big white doors for me, thanks. Now, we're gonna head back into the depths because first of all, I love hitting things.
This is it.
But secondly, there's a chest in here with a Remembrance gem inside. Then in the next room, the mining area, there's a chest on our left with a Serenity gem inside. As a quick aside, this is either chest number 29 or 33, I am not sure. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you figure it out. Then, we gotta turn around and go left and then beat up some valves. Because you know what? I heard them say your mom, which I know, the audacity. Then after the cutscene, we'll head back to the depths and back to the mine shaft, not to be confused with Minecraft, because it's big door time. This big door leads back to the mining area. There's too many mines in this place, like oh my god. So this is the mining area. We can go up to this moving platform, and if we turn around, we'll see a faraway windy thingy. And we can use the heckin' windy thingy to blast us onto another movie thingy. And then get this sunset puzzle piece that's way up above. Now let's hop over here for this AP boost chest. Then I drop down here for another sunset puzzle piece. Now if we jump and spin forward, we find a chest hiding behind this pillar. And it's got the other Serenity gem inside. Now we're going to use this Spimbly Wimbly, I'm just going to call it a cyclone, and we're going to use it to shoot us back up to where the AP boost chest was. And grab this higher puzzle piece, which is another sunset. Then we can head forward for a Serenity Crystal chest, and then over to this platform for the two chests, a Dark Remembrance map and a Manifest Illusion. Then, just below those chests is another sunset piece. Make sure you start gliding pretty quickly after you drop so that you don't miss it, or you'll have to travel back up. In case you do fall, you'll just have to go back to this cyclone and use it to get to the AP boost chest and then just back to the platform across from the white door. For the rest of us, let's head into the big door that's been de-chained from Sora's memories. Then we'll head back to the mine shaft. And on our immediate right is a power boost chest. We can hit the ball thingy, because, you know, violence is fun. Also, you can fall to this platform, but don't fall any further down, or you'll have to navigate your way back up. It's not a good time. Now, from the drive gauge floaty ball, we can jump and fall just below the barrier, then aerial dodge up to reach the sunset puzzle piece that's on the other side. Now we'll get in a heartless fight, and when we win, the barriers will come down and we can head forward into the engine chamber. Thank God we're done with the mines. Oh. Now, when we reach the second set of airport walkie floors, you know, little treadmill thingies, we'll immediately see a Serenity Crystal chest just ahead, and then, well, be careful, there's a lot of steam and a lot of enemies in here. When we turn the corner and make it to here, we see a chest at the very end of the conveyor belt. I just remembered what it was called. Yeah, there's a chest there with a remembrance crystal. Ironic. Then we can jump to this higher platform and glide to the big white door, and don't go through it yet. Instead, face away from it. There's another chest that's real far away. Glide to it to get the AP boost inside. Now, if we turn around, we can just barely see the last chest in this room on our upper left. It's got a Manifest Illusion. Now we can head through the big white door. Oh no, we're back in the big chest ahead is a magic boost chest, and then on the other side of this wall is our last Remembrance Cavern chest, but we gotta glide over to it, which we can do as normal Sora, so, you know, I love hitting me a big floaty ball. Anyway, I flew through and got the first sunset puzzle piece, but got stuck at the second barrier, and that's okay. There's a little road area you can drop down to and try again, just don't fall too far. I'm not really sure what the trick is to getting through the barriers. I don't know why it worked this time as opposed to last. Maybe hugging the left wall. I really couldn't say, but you will get the next two sunset pieces when you make it. The one over the second barrier and the one on the far platform. Now, we can get the AP boost chest as well, and then head into the transport to Remembrance. Also, there isn't any chests or puzzles down this corridor, however, there will be several fights. These are no holds bar, no folds hard, no boards raw, I don't know. We gotta use everything we got. Forms, reflect, magnet, limits, go all out. No wrong answers. And when we reach the end and defeat the last set of enemies, we'll get the rewards. Item slot for Sora, and HP boost for Donald and Goofy. We can now head into the Garden of Assemblage. And there's 3 chests in here. The first 2 are already available upon entry. The left one there is a Lost Illusion, and the one on the right is the map. The third one doesn't appear until we beat all the data battles, so we'll get to that. Also, at this point, I had all the puzzle pieces for Sunset and finished it here, and I got the ribbon item. This isn't specific to Hollow Bastion, but this is when I got it, so yeah. Now, when we interact with the computer, some data fights will become available. You might notice, for me, that there are only a few, and that's because I haven't defeated Xemnas yet, so the only ones that appear are from the completed absent silhouettes. You know, the weird purple floaty circles that are in the worlds. Oh, and also Axel's here. But after we beat Xemnas, like beating the game and saved, there will be a little crown symbol over the save file, then the other ones will appear as well. Now to reiterate, this is not a how-to, but I will give tips for them in order to beat them, and of course I'll say what we get for winning. So to start, Larxene. Not to be confused with the car. Good job. Tip-wise, Larxene isn't overly difficult, she's just fast. Reflect is super useful here, especially when she's doing like fast strikes all over the place, and using forms, especially Final, is very useful as well since it can do a lot of damage. And fun fact, you have no chance of turning into anti-form when you're using Final Form. For beating her, we get Lost Illusion. Next is Axel, who definitely is not Reno from Final Fantasy VII. And I use the old speedrun strategy here where I let him keep his flame floor and use limit form. That way, whenever I do damage to him with one of my limits, I heal. And whenever I'm not using a limit, I regain magic from the consistent floor damage. This strat works pretty well, we just have to be quick, and if it's not working for you, feel free to just use the triangle prompt that removes the fire floor. Reflect is also pretty useful here too when you aren't in limit form. For beating Axel, we receive a magic boost. Oh, and also bear in mind, you can use the resistant specific armor when fighting elemental bosses like Larxene, Axel, Demyx, and Vexen. Otherwise, just high defense and dark resist is fine. For Zexion, who definitely isn't Robin from Fire Emblem, I don't have a lot of tips, except for when your commands get locked, don't just spam through the options. Take a second to read them. Anything even closely resembling or reminiscent in the meaning to unlock, like release or freedom or whatever, is what you need to find and press. Also, I guess for the meteor shower portion, where you gotta pick the right spot, just pick one and stick with it. You have a 33% chance, like, you'll probably be wrong. But you can just tank the damage if you have once more and second chance, then heal after. Or reflect if you're quick enough. Also, forms are only useful as a last-ditch effort to heal for this fight, otherwise they're usually more a detriment. For beating Zexion, we'll receive Lost Illusion. Now Vexen, who definitely isn't Hojo with ice powers from Final Fantasy VII. The strategy is Wisdom Form and Fire Raga spam. You need no more information. You got this. For defeating Vexen, we get Lost Illusion. Next up is Xaldin, oh boy, everyone's favorite and not at all a nightmare boss. I died a lot to him when I first played Kingdom Hearts 2. Anyhow, we're older now, we're smarter, we got this. First, use the learn prompt. Reflect is useful before he puts up his arrow shield, and Final Form is useful for big damage. And fly away from his big laser attack by standing in this corner, jump, air dodge, and glide to the other side. Misses every time. For beating Xaldin, we get the defense boost. Next up is Lexaeus, aka the Earthbender who tried to copy Guy Fieri's hair. He can be beaten with Reflect. It actually kind of trivializes the entire fight, in all honesty. just reflect every time Lexi's does anything. Only use forms if you're about to die. Like, seriously, use items and forms for replenishing health, and save magic just for reflect, because it's way more helpful that way. And we get a lost illusion for beating him. Oh god. Okay, so hear me out. Demyx is surprisingly easy. I know. Hear me out, okay? Are you hearing me? Hear me out. Use Wisdom Form and Fire Raga, just like with Vexen, so that the only real hard part is going to be Demyx's water clones. That's all, I promise. I swear, I promise, I swear. Now, we gotta make sure we have at least one finishing plus ability on before starting the fight. So the first 4 waves of water clones are pretty easy, especially if we use Fire Raga or Wisdom Form in Fire Raga. Just, we need to make sure we never run out of magic during a clone fight, and always throw up an ether when Fire Raga is orange. The real hard part is when Demyx is at 1 hit, because he summons a few more waves of clones that need to be beaten, or you lose. So, throw an ether up the instant Demyx is at 1 health, and we must be in Wisdom Form. Fire spam the first and second waves. I ran out of magic here like a ding-dong. Don't do that. Ever. Then I fire spammed the 3rd wave. But we have a decent enough time in this 3rd wave to do regular attacks for our non-finishers, and then cast fire as the finishers instead, if you want to conserve some magic. Also, if you're low on Wisdom Form, 3rd wave is the time to revert, and then cast it again, because the 4th wave, the final and hardest wave, you guessed it, we got a fire spam. Make sure you use an ether anytime magic gets low, and ideally, you'll have done it. For beating Demyx, great job by the way, we'll collect an AP boost. Marluxia seems harder than he is. If we place some well-timed reflects, especially after his big tornado wind-up thingy, this, and use Final Form when those pooled things are around, he's as good as mulch. Jump to dodge his spinning ground blade, and make sure, during his super attacks, to dodge the beams, and time a few good reflects to negate his entire finisher. I did not time it right. For beating Marluxia, we collect the Lost Illusion. Luxord. I'm just gonna say it how I want. Luxord is a really easy fight. Also, it's weird he wasn't in Chain of Memories given his skill set. But anyway, we stay away from him if we're in a cube or card form. Otherwise, we clobber him. Insert some sort of gambling pun here. Also use Deflect anytime he summons cards, and finding him is super easy if you just wait for his card to come over, like to show to your screen. So it only really gets hard at the very end with the whole X and O minigame. Basically, we gotta turn our entire command menu into O's, and I pause buffered to win. The first 2 are pretty easy to make O's without doing that, but the 3rd is where I fucked up the timing twice. But I got it the 3rd time. So anyway, you can pause buffer, or I like to say XO, XO out loud as they appear so I can get the timing down. I think that's how I got it the 3rd time, but you definitely need to pause buffer for the 4th command. Make sure you pause it on the X, and then, when you unpause, immediately activate it, and it should have changed to an O. And then you've basically won. For beating him, we get an AP boost. I accidentally typed Zigbarf into the script, so now that's what I'm calling him. Zigbarf is pretty easy. Reflect and block are both useful, but so is aerial dodge because it can reflect his bullets back at him, and Final Form is useful for damage too. I don't have a lot to say here. Run in a circle during his super attack. Triangle prompt his big blue bullets. I don't know what else. However, I did learn during my initial encounter with him, not the data fight, that whenever he goes into sniper mode, blocking or reflecting his bullets back at him will end his sniper mode early, which I had no idea about. 18 fucking years this game's been out. 18 fucking years. And we will receive a defense boost for giving Zigbarf a Robitussin and making him go night-night. Now Xemnas, who is a byproduct of both Terra and Ansem's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, is a 2-parter. First round Xemnas ain't too hard. Reflect is super useful, and we gotta make sure we get the 4th triangle prompt when we go skyscraper battling. We don't receive anything for beating him the first time, but we do fight him a 2nd time with Riku, and it's basically the same fight as the final boss fight, so make sure Riku has his limit on, also accessories, armor, and useful items like Mega Potions and Mega Ethers. And the only real tips I have is, use Riku's limit when Xemnas tosses Sora into the air, it just negates the whole attack, and Reflect is pretty useful, which I don't think I've said yet in this video. Who could ever know. Also, when you inevitably have to be Riku, the best way to get back to Sora is to take 2 to 4 steps, cast Dark Aura, repeat. I don't know why it's called Dark Aura, it's obviously Dark Ball, but it says Dark Aura in the little bottom there. You cast it, and then you take 2 to 4 steps, and then you repeat, and you repeat, and you repeat. And you know what? Just do that on repeat until we reach Sora. Don't get greedy at the end. And during the laser portion, where you're mashing X and triangle, it's not super necessary to make sure Riku lives. So maybe just mash X. Something to think about. Otherwise, using both hands to mash is fine. You got this. And when you get the finishing bonk on Xemnas, we finally send him to Horny Jail, and you'll receive a power boost. Next up, Syax. Final form is super useful. Also, unsurprisingly, so is using his triangle prompt weapon to beat him. Who knew? And I gotta mention Reflect because I actually haven't yet, but y'all, it's really good. It's a pretty simple fight, even if a little long. And he drops a defense boost once he gets his butt kicked to the moon. And the last on our list to get ice creamed, see what I did there? It's Roxas! Reflect is your best friend here, and if we need to heal and we're out of magic, limit form. That's all it's good for. There's also this moment where if Roxas and Sora rush into each other, you gotta press, a thing in time or whatever. I don't do it. I intentionally lose, because if I succeed, that's always how I die. Roxas just gets super aggressive, but if you do it and it works for you, use it. It doesn't work for me. But we'll get a magic boost for winning. Now wait. That might be all the organization members. But there's one last chest we gotta get here. Once you've beaten all the data battles, the 46th and final chest becomes available. It's in the center of the room by the console, and it contains proof of non-existence. And hey, before you go, quick words of affirmation. Firstly, great job beating the mushrooms in data battles. If you've still to beat the other mushrooms, no biggie. I know you can do it. And also, like me, if you've been feeling depressed lately, then repeat after me. I'm a good person, and I deserve love. Because you do. Hey, I heard you in the back, saying it wrong. Say it right, please. Okay. But for real, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good day, night, evening, life, whatever. Goodbye!